Morning.
Yes, we are in the building. It's that
Hey,
time. Time. Winter
happy
Cypher. I'm
Tuesday.
Dr. Tyler. I got MFC in the building. How you doing, MFC?
Salute.
Enjoy, enjoying your morning or what?
It's a morning. Birds are
Yeah,
chirping.
man, I'm up early, early, early. Some female
I
had a
guess
dog
so.
in my bed.
You're on. You're on that West Coast.
Yes, the West Coast is the best coast, weather-wise.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say that weather-wise.
plus it's getting a little crazy. Shoot. Yeah, I don't know about the East Coast right about now.
Yeah, I don't
But
know. It's something in the water.
yes, it's definitely something in the water. But I want to show you something, right? This is how I'm feeling today.
Oh no. It's amazing.
That's how I'm feeling
Okay.
today. All right, we're gonna get to get that a playback, y'all.
Sheesh. Yep. Look at him.
You see that, right?
He's getting ready for whatever comes
That's right.
today.
That's right. What
I'm gonna take the
significant other
world.
one get you mad? You get in the bathtub, fill it all the way up, and just do that.
Oh, that is so. Oh no, you can find all kinds of stuff out there.
that'll wet the bathroom up real quick.
Yeah, you'll be in trouble. We'll be in a
You
lot of trouble.
be in some good trouble.
They say clean up before moms get home.
Clean up. You better hope you don't have no neighbors downstairs, man. That's
Oh yeah, that too. You have to pay them hush money. Don't tell ma.
yes. You gotta get in swimming pools and do that.
Yeah, I'll clean your
Yes.
car. Yes.
You clean the vehicles. Oh yeah, them days. Some days is over, man. I don't. Yeah, I don't even hear kids getting on punishment. Really. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I mean, but it's different. You know, it's I saw something the other day where it mentioned, you know, well, you know what? They tried timeout versus being beat your butt
Mhm.
years ago. And how is that working out so far? It was like a kind of pun thing, you know,
Yeah.
you know. So, Joey burns down the couch, put him in timeout.
And put them in timeout. Yeah. Sometimes you got
Yeah,
to do that.
that was the 80s. Nah, you tear his butt up so he don't burn down the house the next time. He only got the couch this time. But
Well, yeah. I think my mama for beating our butts. Yeah.
yep,
Sometimes some kids need to, how they say, don't spare the rod. Some
yeah.
people need that.
No, it's true.
Just like
It,
with
it
learning, different people learn different ways. So you
it's
have
true.
to
The
chastise
foundation.
ways.
Hmm.
You know.
It's like my
Yes.
mom's. My mom's always told me, don't stick your finger in the electric socket because you're gonna get hurt. And when you tell a kid that, that's what they're gonna do because they want to see for themselves. Parents do lie, right? Yeah, okay. When that spark happened, that was it. Wrap.
Well, it might be misleading. Sometimes you say, okay, I could do it a different way, and I'm not going to really get hurt.
Well, just like the oven. How many times did they tell you don't touch the stove because it's hot, right?
Yeah.
Like if they have something in the oven and you touch it and then you find out, yeah, yeah, they was right. It's hot. So,
Hmm.
we're curious when we're children. We're curious on things.
Yes. Yes. So are the adults to a degree.
That's true
But
too.
yeah, this is gonna lead us into the something going on. How the veterans doing up there? Are they getting any better with the migrants throwing them out the hotels and
It's
everything?
rough.
Have you
I
heard?
know. I know. There's a lot of advocates. That's one thing about New York City. The advocates come out. They don't play. And yeah, so this is really, really a big thing. But I know it's happening in many states. But New York City, they're more vocal. They have a protest for anything. What do you mean you're not going to put cheese on it? No. Okay, we're going to have a protest. So it's a shame because the veterans, just like the people that live here in New York, they're being pushed second and third place. They're being pushed down the ladder while the
Uh,
immigrants. And now what they're proposing, which is really crazy, is if you what Mayor Adams is asking now is people that have homes. Okay. They haven't pushed people with apartments, but they're asking people with homes if because the hotels are filling up so fast, and they're even using schools and stuff like that. Okay. If you want to, they're willing to pay something like $100 a day
yeah,
if
rent
you're
the
willing to put an immigrant. Yeah, that kind of thing. But
and they
that's a lot of people on the side of, wait a minute, you don't know
who's
what you're
paying for
bringing
that?
into your.
Who's paying for that, by
Oh,
the way?
huh?
Taxpayers are paying for that.
Well, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be the government, but from what I understand, the taxpayers is going to fill it at the end.
Yeah, that's
So but
that make
it's a
any sense?
security.
That doesn't make
No,
any
it's a
sense.
no, it doesn't, and it's a security thing too. Think about it. You have people that's not vetted. Now that's why now they have a lot of Christian leaders. They're pushing the pressure on the Christian leaders to gather together and open up all the churches to hold these people, you know. And again, it's like, you're supposed to have, before this stuff gets executed, you're supposed to have a plan way ahead. This is not supposed to be, we're doing it on the cuff. This is supposed to be planned a year, a months before, you know. It's like every day it's like, well, let's try this idea, let's try this one. So so that's like the next step, that the latest step they're throwing out there to the public. And it's like, so they say, oh yeah, because there's so many people out here having problems, financial problems and stuff like this. This is a good way to help them.
Don't hurt them.
Right. Because again, just say, for being devil's advocate, okay, go ahead, they're going to give you $100 a day. All right. But now, is that something you're going to be taxed about? Is that something that's going to affect, it's, so many different areas that's not even covered, so I think the average person will investigate first before they even think about jumping at that. But it's like dangling the carrot, you know.
I
So
don't
it's like,
know.
oh,
I
this
think
is this.
some people might jump on it. You got to remember, some people might definitely jump on it, and I'm gonna pull something up because that leads into ooh, what I was trying to get.
But
There's
meanwhile,
a Go ahead.
they haven't done it. Just, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the thing going back to veterans and stuff and the regular homeless, there hasn't been any kind of movement like this ever for the veterans, the homeless veterans, or even the homeless citizens of New York City. So how come this is now all coming for the illegal immigrants?
Well, it's somewhat. I believe in my heart, it's somewhat because if you notice, this has been going on for years, where they could have threw something in, to change it, because I think it was a deadline. I forgot the actual name of it. Remember, it was a deadline with the migrants coming in. That's why they
Right.
was able to. So they could have halted it, but it's, every time you see, and it's very coincidental when they talk about reparations for foundational Black Americans, past
Yeah.
ancestors were slaves. That's a debt that's supposed to be paid, and they keep fumbling it for years. I've always heard since I was a child. You hear the rumblings about reparations, and now they're
Yeah.
getting to a where they're actually talking about a dollar amount, and look, and it's basically to be replaced.
Yeah.
Basically to be replaced.
It's just like they're pushing the money all over other places where they're not going to be able. Well, we're not going to be able to deal with this at this point in time. Maybe another 5 years. just
Well,
keep, as
that's what
they
I'm
say,
saying.
kicking the can.
Keep getting
Yeah,
pushed.
you just keep kicking the can
They was
further and
talking
further.
about it in the 50s, the 60s. Of course, right after slavery, it should have been taken care of. Okay, it should have been
That's true.
repaired.
It's
Okay,
true.
and the sad part is the more migrants you bring over here, it starts diluting. You know what I mean? The cause,
It's
because you
true.
start getting more people and see that, and that's why I'm totally against when people say, just because you're black, you're for the movement or for black people, and that's not the case. Why? Because you have a lot of people that just because their skin tone is black doesn't mean in their heart, they have that
Right.
same sense. Because you'll have a person, for example, come from the islands and they have a feeling, oh, I would never be a slave, and you know what I mean. They
Yeah.
disassociate themselves with foundational Black Americans.
Right.
And it's the sad part is I seen it, in the '90s, and on the West Coast. You got to remember there was a big part of California that the blacks were displaced and they were
Yep.
overtaken with a bunch of Latinos where they came in, whether it be from Mexico or, you know, Honduras, all those places, and they came over here and they got cushioned because of civil rights movement. A lot of those bills that were passed, and
Right.
they forget. They come over, get nice and comfortable. That's why I tell people, once these migrants get nice and comfortable, you're gonna see a whole bunch of warring in these states. Why? Because one, they're gonna be going for jobs. They're gonna be taking jobs at a less amount,
Yeah.
and that's what's gonna happen. And then you're gonna
Yep.
have people that are left out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's definitely going to happen. I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a bunch of flares going up.
Oh
But I
yeah.
want to
I
something real quick
Yeah.
just to show you what can happen. Right? Check this story out. And this is about a Marine veteran. He fight. Well,
Woman is behind bars. Two others are wanted after investigators say they beat up and robbed a disabled veteran. This is a story we first talked to you about in March. Our Grace White joins us from the Harris County Jail with the exclusive update. Grace?
I talked to the victim on the phone tonight. He turns 80 next month and is shaken by all of this, even
yeah,
3 months after we first met him. But tonight he told me he's relieved to hear deputies have charged 3 people who he claims took advantage of him.
They stole everything.
It was terrible. When they finally walked back inside this Tomball home, it was trashed.
They took the TVs, they took the wall oven, they took the refrigerator, they took everything.
It used to be where Roma Joe Witten lived. We interviewed the 79-year-old back in March after he says a homeless woman he was trying to help moved in.
The car that was purchased, did you buy this car?
No.
And since then, 3 people have been charged. Holly Coleman and Summer Hampton with aggravated robbery, and Malik Manibula with injury to the elderly. Patty Hallis is the friend who called police and Adult Protective Services after Witten showed up to her business with bruises.
Somebody's
crazy, right?
That's a shame.
Yeah. So you see
That's
this.
total shame.
Yeah, this is what's going on now. So imagine what's gonna happen. You get an elderly person that's gonna, try to take people in that's not being vetted, like you said,
Yeah.
MFC.
finally going to pay for what they've done.
Court documents say Witten returned from a funeral in Louisiana to find the locks changed on his house. 3 brand new cars in the driveway he later found out were financed under his name. And Witten told deputies they would beat him with a hard plastic rod until he gave them money for gas.
They've emptied out the cabinets.
Back at his home, Witten eventually got them evicted, a mess he hopes he can finally put behind him.
I mean, he's suffered the consequences to hopefully not have anybody else go through it.
Wow,
Wow.
isn't that
That's
crazy?
whew, that's I hate to say you get a loss for words. It's like, where do you start at? For one, it's like they not only beat him, but they also took his stuff. They also purchased stuff in his name, and then they also beat him to get more money.
Yeah.
You know, in his own house. And then, meanwhile, like you said, he just turned 80.
Hmm.
It's Um, and again, and I see by being a house, it doesn't mention how often someone visited him. Like did the neighbors notice things different, or, you know, finally, from what the story says, is that he went to this person's job and she noticed the bruises, and this is when things
Yeah.
started going in the right direction. But yeah, this is horrible. I mean, and it looks like that's a nice neighborhood. It's,
That's a
you
nice
know,
house. Yeah, it's a
yeah, it
nice
looks like a
house.
nice house and everything, and he's in his golden 8 years. He just wants to, enjoy life.
Yeah, and
That has
he
to be a
served
fear.
his country. Served his
That too.
country, and look how he's treated in his country. So it makes no sense at all. You
Yeah, no,
know.
as they say, no rhyme or reason. So there's this. I have something that. Okay, this happened on Sunday in New York City, in it's called Tompkins Square Park. That's Lower Manhattan.
In the
Okay,
village.
and this in the village, this crazed woman went and she started attacking all kinds of people. And the part that you see in the picture to your left, she's dragging this woman by her hair, and she's holding a baby. You know, so
Oh,
you know
hmm.
yeah, so she just went and she just started attacking different people, throwing things at them, breaking bottles, and the cops came and of course they arrested her. They took her to Bellevue for a medical evaluation. But again, it's like here, it was a nice Sunday. You can see the sun is out and everything else, and this woman just walks up and starts attacking people for no reason.
Wow.
So and it wasn't like that 20, 30 years ago. This is all in the last few years.
Uh-huh. Well, you got to
So
remember,
it
like I was telling you, the drugs, the narcotics,
yeah,
okay, is
yes,
is definitely something to do with it. I seen it, from the spice, to the crystal meth. Now you got the fentanyl, allegedly,
yeah.
which is
I'm
which is
hearing that just like you're saying. I hear a lot. I'm hearing that more often now because
oh
of
yeah,
these drugs.
oh yeah, big time, big time. But that Thompson Square Park used to be nice. I used to hang out there. That's right in the village.
Yes.
They use. Now, why didn't somebody just grab her, take her down? Can't be doing this to people
Yeah. And from what I understand, there's normally cops in that area. So
all the
lucky
time,
enough,
all the time.
yes. So lucky enough, the cops were able to intervene. But again, like you're saying, you can see.
That's crazy.
See, now she's
Yeah,
in the
but
street, and that's a
somebody,
restaurant.
somebody, yeah. Those are that's some West Fourth area. Yeah, you got to That's by NYU. It's by
Yep, yep,
NYU.
NYU. Yep. And she's not done yet.
Hmm. You mean to tell me nobody, man?
And nope.
And my dad thinks nobody. Don't go around beating up strange people in the street, like 7 people, pulling their hair, dragging them everywhere.
Yep.
Fair use. That's crazy.
Yep.
Now, I know some people might take this the wrong way. I'm not, with putting my hands on females, but there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, somebody could have really, really been hurt, see things like this. Okay. I'm not saying you don't choke them. You don't need to, but come on now. That lady's what,
Yeah.
a buck 40 the most. Okay. She could have been taken down. You got 2 hands, you got 2 legs, you hold her down. All it
Yeah.
needs is a man or two, and that could have been,
Yeah.
halted right. That's how you make a citizen's arrest. You see somebody acting erratic like that, but as far as
Yes. No chokehold.
allowing them to keep going on, because one of those bottles could have broke. She could have took the handle of that and really hurt somebody.
Yeah.
You're not in
But
the
they
right
said she
mind.
was throwing bottles. She was breaking those bottles, throwing
No, you
bottles.
seen it, yeah,
Yeah.
more than once. I mean, in the
Yeah.
park, she did it when she was passing by the outside restaurant.
Yep.
So these are things where when it's the time to do it, it's not done. I
Yeah.
counted at least a dozen males. Okay, I can see the females, setting
Yeah.
aside, but even that
Yeah.
nowadays, you females aren't the
And
females from years ago. You females
us mothers,
do them
you're gonna
training.
start trying to attack me, and I got my kid with me. Oh, it's on.
No, yeah,
You
that's what I'm
know,
saying. Like,
because
and it's not even.
after me, what she may, you don't know what that person in that person's mindset is. That person may, after hurting me, may want to go hurt now the kid.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
Oh,
it's like, but I understand. Like I said, everybody's, some people can react, you know, right away, and some people freeze up. And so you see, as some people, they just ran. They didn't even
well,
help. They didn't
a lot
even
of people
help.
don't want to get involved because they and especially in New York. Remember, in New York, you don't
Yeah.
have any protection laws.
Right.
Whereas you get in a fight, cops see that all they seeing is a fight, so they're not trying to diffuse anything. They just want to arrest everybody. So I could understand why a person, I'm going to work. I don't want to get caught up in this, the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we can't even protect ourselves. See, out here on the West Coast, you have a little bit more leg room. Now
More like
California
stand your
is
ground, right? You have to stand your
more.
ground out there.
It's not. No, it's not a state in Arizona. Yeah, Vegas, no, but California, no. But they give you more leniency, meaning as long as you're
Right.
not a gang member, and the judge sees you're trying to protect yourself, or this person was acting erratic, they'll drop the
Yeah.
case. I've seen
Yeah.
cases like just like the OJ case, a little bit more strenuous, and they drop the case. It's
Right.
definitely not, like a New York. You get in a fight, you going through the tombs, you see the
Yeah.
judge, you'll be begging for a big fine, if anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the part they need to change, especially with what's going on now. But there's another story, right, about this. It was a Marine veteran. He had to fight off some robbers. Look at this story, MFC. It's getting crazy out there. That's why I need. Do you still got that mace I sent you a while ago, MFC?
Allegedly.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Allegedly. There you go. Snitching on one cycle. Send
He
it
didn't
back.
have.
Yeah.
He didn't have his morning coffee yet. He dreamt that he sent some mace. He dreamt that
Yeah.
allegedly.
You know me. I go off of my
New
man.
at 5, an apparent follow-home robbery attempt in Fullerton captured on security camera and the rear view camera of the victim's Tesla. That victim able to fight off the suspects. Eyewitness News talked to his son, and our Sid Garcia is live in Fullerton with details on the investigation. Sid.
Investigators are wondering if the 3 guys who attacked the man here in Fullerton yesterday could also be the same crew that attacked another gentleman in Rowland Heights, which is about 15 minutes from here. The LA County Sheriff's Department's Walnut Station and Fullerton PD, well, they're comparing notes.
They hit your car.
It happened in broad daylight yesterday afternoon around 12:30. 2 men approached the victim, sprayed pepper spray in his face, but the victim was able to fight them off. The victim's surveillance camera and the rearview camera on his Tesla recorded the attack.
They're super brazen. 12:30, middle of the day. They're not afraid of anything.
This man didn't want us to use his name. It's his father who you see being attacked by the two men. The son tells us his parents were returning home from church in Home Depot. They were followed by three men in this dark-colored sedan. Two of them walked right up to his father and told him this moments before the attack.
And they approached my dad and said, "Hey, someone hit your car. There's car damage." And you can hear it on the recording. My dad was kind of confused because they just kind of came around him real quick, and they pepper sprayed him all over. Thank God he had glasses, because I think gave him a little bit of ability to like fight back, and he fought back hard. And I think they got caught off guard, the fact that someone that old would fight back.
What also helped, there was a landscaping crew working at the house at the time of the attack. The suspects, according to the victim's son, apparently didn't see them.
These guys are heroes. Like, my dad was screaming, fighting back, and they came running around and helped.
Yeah. Getting
Yep.
crazy all over.
Construction people don't play. Nope, they don't.
No, but you see how they, you got to remember
Yeah.
a lot of these cases, you got to dig to see them. But a lot of these cases, they're actually following people home, following you from the jewelry store,
Yes.
the banks.
Yes.
You definitely got to be on point. You got to watch.
Supermarkets, yep.
You leave your house, you just got to be on point.
No,
Got to be
it's
on
true.
point.
It's true.
They
They
he's
even
out
show
there.
you that, like,
shopping, right?
yeah, you can do shopping and taking the groceries out, and they're right there. Or you get in the door and you slam it real quick. It's, or they push in, and it's you hit. Whew. That's why I see so many households. They have those big dogs, so you come in there, those dogs take you out.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, I got B-boy. He's ready to.
That's
But no,
right.
you definitely gotta have eyes behind your head, as they say.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta have eyes
you
behind
have
your
to
head.
be aware, and it's
I have a
it's a
fortune
shame it's
cookie
gotten like
yesterday.
that.
Want to see what this fortune cookie says? I was gonna
Okay,
say fucking. Oh yeah. Do you believe in fortune cookies, MFC?
of course. I think
The
everybody's
health
raised to
is
have
of
fortune cookies.
utmost importance. Yeah, there you
Yep,
go.
and you have your little
Wow.
numbers to play in the back of your fortune.
Hmm?
On the back of your fortune, you should have numbers.
Ain't no numbers. It's blank.
Oh, really? Okay. In New York City, on the
It's a
back
fake
of the
fortune
fortune
cookie.
cookie, they give you the numbers to play when you play lotto.
Hmm?
These are the winning numbers. Yep.
I got a fake fortune cookie. Mm-mm-mm. Send it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
let's
this,
see what.
this is a shame. It's a shame how we have to live now, in the sense that we have to be so, like you said, so aware. You know, like I told you,
Mm-hmm.
here in New York, a lot of us we work together. And it wasn't like that before. Now a lot of the people, and it doesn't matter about the age. They'll go to the stores in two and threes together, stuff like that. They always have one person that's always looking behind. You know,
Uh,
and most of the places now, they don't even have sit downs. In most of the places now, you order and you take it to go. They don't have the chairs. They've taken out the chairs and the tables for you to sit in there. Yep.
what?
Hmm. Yep.
Hi.
Well, one, because of the whole, when we had the pandemic thing, that did it for a lot. But even though, it's considered over as they claim, okay, they have not put back the tables and the chairs. They've left it just like that. That way they don't have anyone lingering around and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, but read that comment. You got your bifocals on. You hear about the 11-year-old missing girl in the Bronx?
wow.
Shout out
Okay,
Empress
no, I
Cat. How
didn't
you
hear about,
doing? Allegedly.
yeah, because I think
Yeah.
there was a
You hear about
14-year-old
that?
that they found. Yeah, they found one. I didn't know about the
Well,
11-year-old.
yeah, yeah. things are getting real, man. People got to be on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch your
Discovery
kid.
along the Upper West Side. Today, police recovered the body of 11-year-old Alpha Berry from the Hudson River. He was found near West 102nd Street and Riverside Drive today. And that tragic discovery comes 3 days after the body of his friend, 13-year-old Garrett Warren, was pulled from the Harlem River.
Yep.
The pair missing for nearly a week after being spotted passing a fish market in Harlem. Tonight, there were new questions, including how this could have happened in the first place. News 4's Jessica Cunnington is live on the Upper West Side with the details. Jessica?
Gemma, still so many questions for both families tonight, but 11-year-old Alpha Berry's remains were discovered right behind me in the Hudson River this morning early on. We know that he was the youngest child in his family. He was his mother's baby. Now another end to another search, but the nightmare is very real for both these families now.
A pain that I cannot explain, no matter what I tell you.
A kind of pain there's no words for that now two families are feeling.
You can even imagine, this is impossible to happen, but that's the reality.
After a little more than a week of an agonizing search, 11-year-old Alpha Berry's remains found in the Hudson River on a gloomy Saturday morning near 102nd Street. 2 days after his friend Garrett Warren's body was found in the Harlem River.
This was one of those calls you never want, any mom would want, or a dad.
Alpha's oldest brother, Ibrahim, remembering the last conversation he had with him about the Mother's Day project he was working on in school.
He really loved like math and sciences. One of the things he always told me, one day I'm going to be an engineer one day. So these are all untapped potential that we will never be able to see.
His school, Democracy Prep in Harlem, tweeting out that Alpha was a magical boy, funny, bright, witty, inquisitive, and brave. He and Garrett went to different schools, but were friends. They were last seen together at a fish market last Friday on 145th and Lenox in Harlem, then spotted at Garrett's house after midnight, but they went back out to play basketball.
Wow.
Alpha's uncle says the last NYPD footage shows the kids were walking near these basketball courts. Garrett's body was found several blocks south from there near the Madison Avenue Bridge Thursday. His death ruled an accidental drowning, but Alpha was discovered on the opposite side of Manhattan.
The next question, what happened? How he got there? How he was killed? How did he get to the water?
Two families now planning funerals for their boys, not knowing the answer to how this happened.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that right there. So
And that was a sad thing.
Because the one they said it was he drowned. So obviously they thought
Well, they both
playing in the water.
drowned, but what happened is the first one that they found, who the 13-year-old one, they said he drowned. But again, and he was found on the Hudson side, and then the other one, the younger one, the 11-year-old, he was found on the Harlem side. So they're thinking that the current took him around because it took a few more days. Okay, but it's still being investigated because apparently there was a third kid that they saw walking with him or something. So again, it's it's still under investigation, but it's a shame that that's something like this could happen. That's why you have to be so careful with your kids.
Yeah. They enjoying their summer. It's summer up there, right? Kids are out of school yet?
No, not yet. No. So in New York City, the schools don't finish till the end of the month.
Okay. Yeah. They out now. Oh yeah. You got all night Xbox excursion going on. These kids are out of school, man. They partying. Yeah, but did you see this this story, MFC?
Which one?
In
This
Suffolk
one?
County?
Huh?
No, this is the girl in Suffolk County. I mean, this is the girl from. It was the 6-year-old girl. You didn't see this?
Developing story in the Bronx, an investigation now underway into the death of a 6-year-old girl. Police sources say she was found unresponsive with marks on her wrist and torso. As CBS 2's Naveen Dhaliwal reports, her mother is now being questioned.
It was a surprising call to 911 from a 12th floor apartment at the Forest Houses on East 165th Street just before 4 Friday morning. The caller, a mother at home with her 3 children, claimed one of them, her 6-year-old daughter, Jalea Eason, wasn't breathing. Less than an hour after that call, at the hospital, that girl was pronounced dead.
Anyone that live close enough can hear those kids from time to time.
This neighbor who lives below the apartment, 1 floor down, may shed some light into the possible darkness above. She says on several occasions she heard children crying, running back and forth. Their screams at times were deafening.
Anybody who's a mom who has kids is heartbreaking.
When officers entered the apartment, it was filthy. They also found an 8-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl. Sources say both had signs of bruising and ligature marks indicating restraints. The 8-year-old told police his mother had hit him in the past.
I'm so heartbroken. This is disgusting. I don't even know her and I'm hurt.
It's just really shocking. Everybody keeps to themselves here.
Sources say the mother has 2 prior ACS cases involving the 8-year-old and 1 prior arrest, although it's unclear for what. And now, so many questions as to what happened to little Jalea and why.
I feel for the little girl. May she find peace.
Police say the 2 other children remain hospitalized for observation. The mother was brought here to the 4-2 precinct to be questioned, and the medical examiner's office has yet to determine the exact cause of the 6-year-old's death. In the Morrisania section of the Bronx, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS 2.
They're playing
Now,
around.
see how that's a sad story. But the way the laws are in New York, they had to release that mother until the full autopsy report came in. A few days later, then they was able to arrest her. Again.
Wow.
Yep. And she had, like I said, so it's just, the other kids had bruises, malnutrition, healing old wounds, so it's, and then from what I understand, I saw somewhere where the night before this happened, the evening before that happened, at like 4 o'clock in the morning, a neighbor heard the girl begging for help, So, again, these neighbors that did hear stuff, they're going to have grief for themselves in the sense that, they should have called. Because like you said before, some people will get involved and then some people won't. It's like, to stay in your lane and mind your business, but when it comes to kids and stuff like that, you never know.
Oh yeah. That's definitely. You got to remember, once again, this is how it is now. You can't really ingest yourself into people's business because you could get in worse trouble.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be like that. As they say, it takes a village to raise a kid. Years ago, something like that. Maybe a neighbor would have stepped in, and because I've seen things like that. But now, like I said, you heard, and this is a project building. Usually, people know each other. They congregate a little bit more. But like the guy said, everybody stays to themselves. Even here, I'm around a bunch of houses, and I couldn't tell you my neighbors' names.
That's the problem.
So,
like in the projects and stuff, people stay to themselves because there's so much crime and the violence that's happening in the projects. In the suburban areas, a lot of people, they don't even know who lives 2 doors down from them in their houses, private houses and stuff. So you don't know what you're living next to. If that person has a meth lab going on or is trafficking young girls, until now you have the whole block filled up with cops. You're like, wow, I never even knew. They
it's
seemed
funny you said
okay.
that. I had a meth lab on my block, and this is
Which
my
is
upgrade
scary.
house. I first moved out here. Oh yeah, nice neighborhood. Oh yeah, I did they had the hazmat suits and everything. I'm like, man, I never seen none of that stuff in New York. Oh yeah, them crystal meth labs. Yeah, they don't play with those. They come out with the whole crew. It ain't just the police. Yeah, they got
And
the
they could
hazmat.
blow up. The thing is, they could blow up really bad. I mean, and then
Oh
what's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
air? What's in the air also, they normally have to evacuate the whole block.
One wrong. Yes, I was down the block, and I had to go through red tape to get in my house. I couldn't believe. I was like, what's
Yep.
going on here? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's definitely getting to the point now where I see it within the next year or two. Like I said, the life that we live is definitely going to be somewhat different because things are, like I said, and I'm not going to press on the migrant situation too hard, but when you start doing things where it's totally, because I rarely meet somebody who's agreeing to it. So
Right.
when you have things like that, that could start a civil war. It could
It's true.
start
It's
a
true.
bunch of obstacles that we definitely don't want to go through. And it's just messed up that everybody is such a crab in a barrel time where
Yes.
you're forgetting about your other peers, you're forgetting about if even family. See family
Yeah.
turning against one another, and this is the time where people definitely need to be
You
sticking
have to
together.
unite. Yes.
Yeah, because definitely things are in America, things are definitely, well, all over. Even with the narcotic thing with the fentanyl, you have that problem, and that's even going. I was talking to a friend in Germany just yesterday, and she was saying how it's crazy over there.
Yep. Yep.
And you got Romania all messed up. So you have a lot of places where they didn't even have drugs 20 years ago there like that.
Yeah.
You had
Nice and quiet
really,
places.
really, really, really look. Now it's
Yeah.
everyday thing now. And not to mention when you do that, you have a lot of people that start experimenting. So that's when you
Yeah.
have those problems. And that's the part did you hear about that in DC? I think Empress was talking about that. In DC they had that jet. Did you hear about that?
Yes. What happened? Okay. In that case, what happened was it was a small plane. It started off with it was a small plane. It was a pilot, a woman with her 2-year-old child daughter, along with their nanny. And
Yeah.
and so I think they left from Tennessee and they were supposed to be going over, if I'm not mistaken, to the Long Island or something somewhere. Anyway, to make a long story short, the pilot passed out. And
Mm.
so not only did they go off path, they turned around. The plane turned around. So what they're thinking, from what I saw from the news report, is that they believe that something happened, the pressurized inside the plane, something happened to it, and so the air wasn't there, and so everybody passed out. So now when the plane turns around and it's coming back, it now is going over the airspace in lower DC, Washington DC, which is a no-fly zone. So now they have the air fighters. They sent out the jet fighters, to like either get you away or take you out. They didn't shoot it down, but again, it did crash, and there was no survivors. So now
Oh
they're
wow.
looking to see if there's any, was there a black box? Because all planes don't have black boxes. So they're
They
trying
don't?
to see if this,
They don't do it.
because these are smaller planes. This wasn't like
Like
this was
a
a private plane.
like a Cessna. Okay.
Right. It was it was a small, very small plane. So again, so this way they could kind of see exactly what happened. Um, they could definitely track how it flew, but again, so they don't know when the fighters got along the plane to kind of signal like get away or whatever. They
Yeah.
saw that the pilot was unconscious.
Okay.
They saw that
Developing news out of
from their windows.
Washington, D.C. A large boom heard in the area. I'm going to pull up a couple of tweets here. This one from Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. It says, update, F-16 fighter jet from D.C. National Guard was cleared supersonic to respond to unknown Cessna ignoring radio queries, flying on a strange flight path outside of the nation's capital, officials say. FAA says Cessna crashed near Staunton, Virginia. We also have another tweet here from Annapolis, the Office of Emergency Management. It says the loud boom that was heard across the DMV area that was caused by an authorized DoD flight. This flight caused a sonic boom. That is all the information available at this time. And we also have another tweet here as well. This one from our Fox 5 DC team. It says an aircraft registered as N611VG shows a flight path that is consistent with a plane that took off from Tennessee and potentially in Virginia via FlightAware. And so continuing to follow this news that is coming in here from our teams in DC on the grounds and beyond right now.
Wow.
Now we know this happened around 3:15 p.m. that reports local time began to come in to our Fox 5 DC newsroom, as well as on Twitter, of an explosion or something that sounded like one as far away as Annapolis, including DC and Northern Virginia. According to Fox News, what you just saw in that tweet there from Fox's Lucas Tomlinson, it said an F-16 fighter jet from DC National Guard was cleared supersonic to respond to an unknown Cessna ignoring radio queries, flying on a strange flight path outside of the nation's capital. Separately, a Cessna crashed near Staunton, Virginia. Also have a tweet here from Fox's Chad Pergram. It says, from Virginia State Police, after a security situation at the Capitol was altered due to an aircraft that was piercing protected airspace around DC. It says, quote, at 3:50 p.m., Virginia State Police was notified of a possible aircraft crash in the Staunton Blue Ridge Parkway region. He also goes on to say here from Virginia State Police, search efforts are still underway by state and local law enforcement. Nothing has been located at this time. State Police is unable to fly the area due to fog and low clouds within the mountains. So,
yeah, they crashed in the mountains. It took them more than 2.5 hours for people to get to them.
Nice. So, what do you think that happened?
Well, they believe that something happened with the pressurized air inside the plane, and they all passed out.
Well, I'm scared to take the plane now.
Well, this is one of those small private planes.
You
know, it looked like you could have 6 people, 8 people. It's it's a small plane.
Yeah, I don't trust those Cessnas. Oh no, ooh no. After what happened to Leah, yeah, because if your weight's not right, woo-wee. Oh yeah, it's not
But
a
then,
good
because
thing.
like in the bigger planes, if something's going on with the air, inside the cabin, the oxygen masks come down, for you to put over your face, till you get to a lower altitude.
Yeah, but if that's
But that's the other
malfunctioning,
thing too. He wasn't that high up either, so because at first when you start hearing it, you think that maybe the pilot had a medical emergency. That maybe he had a heart attack or a seizure or something. And normally if they're in the cockpit part, you don't know. The people in the back don't. But apparently, it looks like there was nobody calling on their cell phone for help. So they believe, so it's going to be a while before they get back and tell everybody what it is.
Yeah, Empress Cass said they were millionaires, but do we know any names?
Well,
No.
it was only that woman with her 2-year-old and the nanny, besides the pilot.
You ain't gonna be broke on have a nanny, unless you might be trapping, allegedly. Yes, man. But people, it's getting strange out there. It's getting strange. Yes, but lead us out into prayer and make sure you enjoy your day. It's middle of the week, Tuesday. Yes, I gotta get running to the plantation. Hope everybody enjoy your day. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. Yes. You ladies, make sure y'all dress right. Don't be dressing in them little things y'all wear. Might try to make people crash their cars. You know how y'all do it, boy. Woo! Yes, it's summertime. Yes, I have to follow my strict diet. Yes, I have my bikini body ready. Don't be playing no games. Make sure you leave that bread alone. I'm telling people, stop eating that bread. If you're gonna eat bread, get the keto bread. No, real. I can tell the difference. It's a little more pricier, but that Wonder Bread is yeah. And if they was to sponsor me, we would make keto Wonder Bread. Okay, maybe the paleo. If you really, really want to go hard body, ladies, get on that paleo diet. That's very, very strict. But if you don't want to be so strict, you could do the keto.
But I understand that you can't stay on those diets like that too long.
Well, we ain't talking about forever. Not forever.
No,
ever.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like they warn you, you
No,
can
well,
only can do
yeah,
it for so long
you
before
take liver
things
pills and things like that.
start
So,
going. Yeah, you got to kind of break it or switch it up to something else. So
hmm
I'm like, okay,
eat your fruits. You could play around, but definitely, I've noticed a lot of people, including myself. You consume more bread than we need, way more. I've noticed that when I cut down. It's like and almost everything I ate, I wanted some bread with it. So
yeah.
yeah, that's a big thing. Not to
Well,
mention the soda.
well, I notice what I've done is I guess you want to call it reduced. I've reduced how much bread I eat a day. So I have at least 2 slices a day, at least. And
MFC, I'm
so
saying to you, trust me, do the keto for a minute. You're gonna see the difference. Now, when
yeah,
I eat regular bread, like yesterday, I had a roll with some just some eggs and turkey bacon, and I could tell the difference.
yeah,
It wasn't the bread that I'm used to using. I usually
yeah,
use the keto bread now. It's like I said, it's like 4.55 a loaf. So compare that little $1.80 or something. You might pay for a regular loaf, but it definitely
yeah,
good for your body. And
yeah,
sometimes you can cut those corners.
yeah. Well, it's just like
Yeah.
how you said with the juice. From the whole food place, the juice, may cost you $10, but it's really good. You know,
It's funny you said that.
unfortunately,
They have this orange juice in there.
yeah,
Man, when I say it tastes so good, but this
yeah,
orange juice is probably like $5, compared to the $2 you'll get at a fry. No, but yeah, that's my little treat. I go to Whole Foods, that's
yeah.
my little thing,
Yeah, but when
and
you have those large families, Whole Food is definitely out off the menu
well, if you got that
because
Will
there's
Smith money, sure, I'm quite sure. I seen a lady with
yeah,
2 carts of Whole Foods. I was like, man, that's either
yep,
they might follow you home now. You better watch what
yes,
you're doing.
yep,
She had 2 carts, and them carts ain't big, but yeah, you don't need big. You come out with 2 bags. It's like you could shop and have a whole cart and go to Whole Foods and have maybe 1 or 2 bags, and that'll add up the same, if not more.
yeah,
You know, but you
yeah,
got to remember what you're putting in, and this is the sad part that we'll cut corners and put the poison in our bodies.
yeah.
You know, and
Because of what
and
you can afford. Because I know for me, I have a large family, so that little container of orange juice for $10, that would go in just a few people. It would be done. It'd be history. So I have to, you know, unless they come in a larger thing, or you just have to buy a bunch of them. But then again, it's like, you know, so you're gonna get four. Say you're gonna
you
get
buy
four
one and
quarts
put
of
your
that.
name on it, like they do in the colleges. Don't touch it, but you're gonna have it. You gonna have some, I used to go grab the cake,
Well, you
instead
know
of
what you do.
just
You
grabbing a
drink some
piece.
out of it, and you pour water in there to make it look like it's still up there.
Oh, that's the
And then you
ghetto
deny
in
it.
you, MLC. You are so ghetto. Oh my
I would
God.
not. No, I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying.
What?
I mean,
You
I
would do that?
I know
Yeah.
people. That's what they used
I
to
wasn't
do.
even thinking of that. You go pour the water.
I know I wouldn't do that. My mom's would have beat my butt. No, we didn't play that.
Yeah.
Just like you know the rule.
Okay.
If you finish that
Okay.
Kool-Aid, you got to make that next Kool-Aid. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave that
Yeah.
little drop in there because technically there's still a few drops, so you're not really the last person. But you go ahead. Parents to take you out for that. You
Yeah.
know.
Or you waste the damn sugar like my sister. The Kool-Aid when they just. Oh my God! What?
I
Man, I was at
let
the
me.
house one day. She gave me some Kool-Aid. I mean, the sugar was going to the. And this was when she poured it. I was like, "What the man? No wonder you bouncing
My daughter,
around."
my daughter, my daughter. One time, she was on a telephone call gossiping. Right? She forgot if she put enough scoops in, so she put double. So she stirs it all up. She still don't realize she put in double the amount of sugar you're supposed to put in. So now with the kids, it's like it was so bad that they had to
Put the
get a
ice,
glass of
some ice
water.
in it. Oh, yeah, just put some extra
No,
ice
ice
or
wasn't helping it. It was
MSG. Throw a little bit of water in there.
they had to get a
You ain't,
glass of water
you
on the
ain't coming to
side
my
of the hole.
refrigerator, MSG. Put no goddamn water. Just put some more water. He won't know.
Yeah, they won't. No, I
Little
said,
water.
oh
He
no.
won't know.
Yeah. So
Won't
for a long
know.
time,
Yeah. Mhm.
her kids, they wouldn't let her
Yeah.
make Kool-Aid. When she mentioned, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a Kool-Aid," they'd beeline it and get to the kitchen before her. She'd
Yes.
murder the kid. Yeah, some people can't do Kool-Aid. They have to just stay back. It's just like the
Yes.
person that don't know how to cook. You tell them, look, bring some chips, some soda, the utensils. You're good. Get
Shout
the
out to my
plates.
Latinos out there. My Latinos, they be drinking that Kool-Aid out here, MFC. Oh yeah, I get on them all the time. I come to their house. You got Kool-Aid? Yep. Oh yeah. I don't know. The Latinos are catching up. And the white peoples too.
Well, I saw something on
In their
Instagram
house.
the other day. Remember them small little jugs when you was a kid that what was like 25 cents and they had all the
I'm not
different
sure
little
about it.
flavors and you
Can't
had to
reckon.
pop off the little top.
They're
They look
called quarter waters. We call them quarter waters. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Quarter waters.
quarter waters. They were talking about that. That's what they said. If you know what this is, that means you're old. I'm like, oh gosh.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, no, you old. Forget the quarter waters. They had the quart, okay, for 50 cents. You know that was poison. A whole quart, okay. It was like a Kool-Aid thing. They had it. This was the early '90s.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that was only
Trying
in
to
the
think.
hood as well. Because I remember going to Scarsdale
Right.
and I
You also
couldn't.
had Sunny Delight. Well, Sunny Delight didn't taste too bad. That wasn't good for you at all, but it didn't taste as
Fake
bad.
orange. Yeah. No, but if you notice, you don't, and that's when I really noticed I didn't get health conscious like I supposed to. But I used to go in even in upper east side of Manhattan. You would go into certain stores and you wouldn't see some of the products that they had in our neighborhoods.
That's
That's
true.
when I knew.
That's true.
That's when I knew something was up. Even the liquor.
Yep.
Even the liquor. There was a beer called St. Ides. They didn't have that in nicer neighborhoods.
Nope.
Nicer.
Nope.
Okay. So
Nope.
these are things put for a reason, you know.
Just like
But
the
hey, we about
sodas, the Fantasy
about to
Island sodas.
yeah.
You didn't see those in the regular stores. Only out
I know he
in the
talked about the 25. Delvin, you know what's up. You know what's up. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the 50-cent box juice. Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Only in the ghettos. Harlem had all flavors. I don't know what they was trying to do. And then there was a rumor that it messed with your sperm count. You know, they said that
Right.
about
That's what
Mountain.
this and yeah, that's why
Allegedly.
people stopped really not buying it anymore because it was people started researching and saw that they didn't have these sodas were not being sold in your higher income neighborhoods and in the suburbs and stuff like that. So people started, pulling back. They started
Uh-oh,
pulling
you
back
hear
not
Empress
to
Cat?
stock
Uh-oh.
up.
Let me see your bikini body, Empress Cat. All you gotta do is fast every now and then. All right, it ain't that easy. All right. I done tried it. I done tried it. Got dizzy. Every time I go 3 days, you get all dizzy and shit. I was driving scared to death, like, oh, I gotta go eat something. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
got.
you have to be careful how you fast and
Oh
what
yeah.
you're doing when you're doing it. That's true.
Yeah, I was listening to
That's
this
true.
girl. No, you gotta burn the belly fat. You could go 4 or 5 days. Man, that third day I was shaky. So, you know how they say people, you hear people with the diabetes with the sugar, they start shaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got when I say scary, okay, driving, getting that. Oh,
Oh
we got the
no.
dietitian on deck. Oh man, come on.
Hey, salute.
What you gonna tell me about my diet?
Salute.
You on a
Good
diet too,
morning,
right?
Big
Yeah, right.
Freeze.
He was just in McDonald's every goddamn day. I was trying to
Huh?
talk him off the ledge.
Hey, no, look,
No.
listen, no, listen. I was just telling my wife earlier today. I was like, man, it feel kind of good. Clothes that used to be tight on me, not tight on me no more. I'm feeling good. I done dropped some pounds, so I'm feeling good. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you and
Yeah,
Empress Cat gonna
that's
do
it.
that bikini body? Oh
Hey, hey, I'm working. Give me 6 months. I'm gonna be cut up. I'm telling
I
you.
bet
Oh
not see you
boy.
in no goddamn pool with no t-shirt on. That's what we doing this summer, guys. No men, don't be wearing no t-shirt in the damn pool.
Hold on.
Those days are done.
Hey, I'm telling you what I'm doing all summer long. I'm gonna be walking around in the hoochie daddy shorts, and I'm gonna be dancing like Genuine and Bobby
Oh
Brown.
no.
Bobby Brown. You ever seen
I
New
was gonna
Edition
say,
perform
get the tank
MSC?
top on.
You ever seen New Edition perform? MFC?
Say that again.
Have you ever seen New Edition perform?
I saw them late. Like, I saw something
Live,
lately,
live.
like about a week or so ago.
No, I ain't talking about TV. I'm talking about live. No, the reason I asked is they doing a
Oh no,
tour. Yeah, you gotta definitely check them out, man. That's something. That's
nah,
something you're gonna want to see. They got Keith Sweat on there. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh
this is
yeah.
good. It's
We're
good.
gonna do a
Yeah,
GoFundMe for MFC so you can see them definitely because
That's
you
all
want to
right.
see them around.
I'll look at the
they,
stuff. I'll look at the stuff in my living room. Okay, there is
hey,
Yeah,
too
they
much.
insane.
There was too much stuff happening at these concerts and stuff like that.
hmm
You don't
You
know.
wasn't
hey,
scared in the group home. Oh, you be alright.
When I was
hey,
younger, when I was younger, we didn't have crazy stuff like that.
That's right. See, Empress, no. Tell her, Empress,
Yep.
right? You guys can see Bobby Brown. Come on now.
what's up,
Yep.
Empress Cat? What up, though?
Yeah,
Hey, look,
yeah.
hey,
Salute Empress Cat.
New Edition be doing their thing, but Bobby Brown, he can't keep up nowadays. But it's all good. Still
Yeah,
salute to
he
him.
out
Keep
there
doing
though.
his
He out
thing.
there. Yeah. I'm glad he's able to be
Yeah.
productive, man, for
Yeah.
what happened to him. That if you know Bobby Brown's history, you know what I
Right.
Yeah.
mean. That's something. You know what I mean. Losing,
Yeah.
your kid's mom. I had to deal with that, and that's something that woo-wee,
Yeah.
I only wish that on my enemy. But
It's true.
losing your kid in that same manner, that's
Yeah.
definitely. I tip my hat to him because yeah, man, that's something, and especially with his history, you know what I mean. A lot of people
Yeah.
go through a third of that will relapse. So for
That's
Bobby
true.
Brown to still keep it pushing, I
True
definitely
that.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Hey,
was
I
talking
got.
about in Detroit. Did they have those 50 cent juice boxes back in the
Heck
days? You
yeah.
didn't get those?
They had
Man,
25 cents.
Right.
25
See,
cents.
no, that was
25
the
cents.
little, those were the little ones. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the court. The court.
Huh?
We used to play basketball, get those, mess
Oh
our
yeah,
bodies.
the bigger ones was 50 cents. Then they had the ones like this that was 25 cents.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, "You remember the square box ice cream for $1? You ain't
Yeah,
lying."
they used to have the little bag of chips, 25 cents, four for $1. Now it's two for $1.
You know,
Yeah,
ice cream cone now from the softy truck is like $5 for an ice cream cone.
yeah, I can imagine. How much is a milkshake from the ice creams up in New York? No,
Seven
MFC.
dollars.
7. Okay,
Mm.
that ain't that bad. I figured it'd probably be 12. Shoot. Oh yeah.
Hey, I seen something amazing last night. Man, have y'all seen the new Apple Vision Pro? If y'all
No.
haven't, y'all gotta look at that. Ooh, talking about technology, the future is now. Man, oh my hey, it'll be a good time to get some stock in Apple if you ain't got none. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, shit, I got first dibs on a robot. Like I told my girl, as soon as that robot come out, boy, you got to get packing.
Hey, when y'all get a chance, go on YouTube and type in Apple Vision Pro. That mug is whoa, next
And
level.
what is that? Like,
So you put them on your head, on your face, whatever. Like how we having this call, you could blow this mug up to 100 inch, like 100 inch TV, and it'll make it feel like the person is right there in front of you. You can watch movies. You could also see through it, see all around you. Man, I'm gonna just have to send it to you. It is cold. It is
Yeah, you
some
oh
gonna
next
wow.
level
kill me,
stuff.
man. So you can watch pornos on that.
You can, and
Oh, my girl,
it's gonna
she
look
gotta go
real.
today. How much they cost?
I don't know yet. I just seen it last night.
I ain't leaving the house, boy.
Oh yeah, man,
Done,
it's
girls.
crazy.
Done,
But the
girls. Done.
technology is amazing. Y'all
Hey,
see
what
they
am I
just
talking about? You ladies gonna get that for the men? You're gonna get rid of your men. Oh, you act up again? I'll get that.
right. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done.
Put
But
my Tyson
anyway,
Beckford on. It's a wrap.
right. And y'all seen? I got another technology break. Y'all see that they starting the human trials on with the Neuralink, where they put the chip in your head. Like if you blind, they say with this chip you'll be able to see again.
Okay.
Uh, if you can't hear, you'll be able to hear again. Stuff like that with the Neuralink. What is made by Elon Musk. They starting
Oh,
human trials on that.
I
So
don't trust
Yeah, because
that
I
dude.
think I think they just got approved for that.
yep, just
Yeah.
did.
I don't trust
Yep.
his butt for some reason, man. He definitely got something to him.
I'm just not comfortable with having a chip in my body.
Well,
Just
Oh yeah,
not
I'm not
feeling
doing that,
that.
man.
because
Anybody heard
they
about Jamie Foxx? How's he doing? Anybody know anything?
it's still
Never.
dark. It's still dark.
Yeah, man. I hope
They're
he
keeping
pulls
that
through,
very
man.
quiet, you
Mm.
know. But our prayers are out there for him, for him
Yes.
and
Yeah,
his family.
Jamie Foxx been uh put making us laugh and all that stuff for
Yeah,
many years.
yeah,
Many years.
yeah. And he's a very positive person. So,
Yeah,
it's
he
Hmm.
was dating. What's Tom Cruise baby mother name? What's her name? He was dating her on the low for a minute.
I don't
what?
know. Tom
Tom
Cruise,
Cruise.
baby
Tom
mama.
Cruise. His child's mom. Yep, allegedly. But yeah. All right, MSC, lead us out into prayer. I gotta get to the plantation. Look like freezes. You got people graduating.
Yeah, graduation day
All
today.
right. Shout out to
Oh,
Yeah,
today's
even
Tuesday.
graduation.
even though they
Shout
shot
out
up the
to the,
school yesterday, but today is
what happened?
graduation day.
He said something. Yeah, he got
Video.
shut down.
I just found out it was more to it than just that. You know.
What, you
So
cut
you
off for a
broke
second.
up.
You cut off. What you say?
Repeat what you just said.
Yeah. So yesterday, I sent y'all a video. I just picked up my kids 10 minutes prior to them starting to shoot at the school. I literally just left before we got home. Dang on, we seen a video popped up, that they were shooting at the school. It was fights all day long at the school. And
Oh,
then, some people called they people up to the school. One of the guys had a gun, would start shooting in the air right by the bus. Another guy was trying to get inside the school, but they locked the doors in time. And then another guy was already inside the school, but security beat him up. Yeah. So
oh
yeah,
man.
it went
That's
down yesterday.
crazy.
And now they got the graduation today, and so they beefed up security. You can't have a purse or any type of bag going into the graduation. Yeah,
What?
it's crazy. Yeah, can't take
Wow.
pictures. You gotta go somewhere else to take pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And this
Mhm.
this is in Detroit, right?
Well, nah, it's actually they go to the school in the suburbs, and so
This is
yeah,
happening in the
But this
suburbs.
is in
This is
Michigan, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, wow.
people need better, man. We got to be on our best behavior, man.
Right.
And before we got on
I see.
freeze, I was letting MSC know once these migrants get settled, and oh
Yeah,
yeah, they got that pushback, and it's gonna be like LA back in the mid-90s.
yeah.
We have to be on
California's
our
on the
best
verge of
behavior.
collapsing.
He said California is on the verge of collapsing.
Yeah, that people losing jobs like by the thousands in the tech industry. The
Yeah.
tech industry is one of the major things that keep California rolling.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
sir.
was just saying that this morning. So these high paid employees are losing their jobs,
Hmm.
which when they lose their jobs, that trickle down. So
Right.
a lot of other people are losing their jobs. So they say California is number one or number two. I think number two in the country for unemployment now. I mean, all the big rigs losing their jobs now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. If that rent is so high and you have to work that job that pays high, if you lose that income, then that means you lose your apartment or your condo or
Hmm.
whatever, because you're not going to be able to make
Hmm.
those payments.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know.
They saying these people that's making 150 to $200,000 a year losing their
They be
job
all right. They be
like
all right.
that.
They're gonna put the migrants up in there. That's
Now
it.
they being replaced by AI.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
in those apartments. Same thing. They asking people in houses now in New York. Oh, if
Oh
you
yeah.
got an extra room, you can make some money. Put some of the migrants up in there. But here it
Mm.
is. They giving out millions. I want to say alone. Don't quote me, but I want to say it's like a little bit over 50 million just to Chicago for the
Yeah.
migrants.
Yeah.
Right. And here it
So is.
is. Here it is. You talking about you can't give reparations, okay, to descendants of slaves in America because it'll tip the economy, blase blase. But here it is, without nobody even voting on it, you can give billions of dollars away to people who aren't even in this country. I got a friend who's been here over 8 years, just got married, right? and to fix a visa situation up and everything. They won't even call her in, and this is over a year. And usually with those situations, it's a 6-month, 8-month process. Okay, and it's being held up because of this stuff going on. It makes no. We just forgot about our own. Not to mention what's happening to these people that fought for our country, these veterans that need
Yep.
to be taken care of. They pushing them out of hotels. Come on,
Right,
that
right. True that.
man,
Well,
sickening. Lead us
yeah.
out, Embassy. You want to do the prayer today, Freeze?
Go ahead,
Embassy.
Freeze.
You look
All right,
religious. You got that
I
white
guess
shirt
I do
on.
it.
Yeah, go
Huh?
ahead. Yeah, don't go ahead. Don't get the Holy Ghost on us again. But yeah, go ahead.
Bow your head in prayer, ladies and gentlemen. Hold a candle if you got to. All right, let's go. Well, Lord, we want to thank God for another day of us being here. A lot of things, a lot of people didn't make it to see today. They wish they could. They had plans for everything, but they didn't see it. We still here with another opportunity, another day, and we just pray that everybody get through the day safe, sound, friends and family, viewers, everybody. Amen.
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 Yes, and the sad thing before we leave out, DC Young Money, man, his baby mother, his child's mother, he had 3 kids with
Yeah.
her. She passed, yeah, and that's a sad situation. But yeah, everybody get out there, make that money.
Our condolences. Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Much love.
Rapping for life, rapping for life, rapping for life, rapping for life, rapping for life. Dying asking over daylight, can't see me sit down and play keynotes like Stevie. My name stuck in your memory. The don't think moves, and we can get all this cash money. Rapping for life, rapping for life, rapping for life, rapping for life.